Today, we're moving closer and closer to a world where flying cars could soon become the norm.
It's a fully flying car. They want this on the road by 2030.
From cars that turn into small airplanes, to vertical takeoff drone-like vehicles. Today, we're gonna show you the world's best flying cars, including some that we tested out ourselves.
Oh yeah, turn it around. Whoop, whoop.
And more importantly, ones that do actually fly.
Believe it or not, the first ever flying car attempt was the Curtiss autoplane from back in 1917. And since then, we've seen many other attempts like the AC-35 and the Waterman Aerobill in the 1930s.
When the driver wants to take to the sky, he simply rolls into the nearest airport where he has parked his wings and has them attached in a matter of minutes.
Or the Convair 118 and Air Auto PL5C in the 1950s. Some of these were even able to fly, but no one has ever been able to build a commercially viable flying car until now. One of the main problems with flying cars is that cars and airplanes are opposite in design. Cars need downforce and have aerodynamics that make them push to the ground, but an aircraft is designed to do just the opposite and lift up. Cars also need even weight distribution on all four wheels, but an aircraft has up to 90% of its weight on the back wheels. But flying car designs are actually starting to change. Nowadays, we have two main types of flying cars. Those that need runway space to take off and land like conventional planes, and those that take off and land vertically just like a drone. So let's take a look at the ones we're most likely to see flying over our heads soon. Let's start from the beginning. The first ever road legal and fully functional flying car from recent times was called the Terrafugia Transition, and it was already flying all the way back in 2009. It could drive at 110 kilometers an hour and fly at speeds of 170 kilometers an hour. It also had a foldable wing design that was pretty impressive at the time. The single passenger design, however, meant it would have been very difficult for the Terrafugia to replace cars on the road. It could also only take off and land like a conventional plane, which means it needed plenty of runway space. With the Transition only receiving flight approval in 2021 and still waiting to be certified as road legal, it's starting to get left behind compared to others.
Fingers crossed, flying straight up and out of traffic may just be a possibility in the nearby future.
But Terrafugia is still developing flying cars today, and their most recent TFX prototype will land and take off vertically. Powered by two plug-in hybrid 600 horsepower electric motors, the TFX is still just a concept and hasn't flown yet, but it might be a serious contender when it does. To think that their transition car was already flying back in 2009 though is pretty awesome.
Ladies and gentlemen, the Terrafugia Transition.
This one is for the thrill seekers. It doesn't take off independently, but glides instead. It's called the Parajet Explorer.
This is a truly unique vehicle. This is the first in the world that is road legal, flight legal, and is a brilliant off-roader.
With its built-in propeller and parachute, the Parajet Explorer is the only ATV that can be safely driven off a cliff. With a max driving speed of 137 kilometers an hour and a max flying altitude of 4,000 meters, we're just dying to try it ourselves. The exposed ATV cockpit gives the driver unmatched panoramic views, and Parajet says the unique flight system makes the Explorer one of the easiest and safest forms of flight to master. Our favorite feature? You won't need a pilot license to fly one of these. And with its price expected to be $150,000, it's also the most affordable flying car on our list. Another flying car we got to check out is the Aska Fly.
It's road legal though.
What's really cool about the Aska A5 is that it's a four-seater. So in theory, it could be used as a family flying car.
When you have unconventional four-wheel vehicle,
Yes.
they call it four-wheel motorcycle. So we're getting...
Did you show them what it actually looks like?
With its spacious interior, the A5 is roughly the size of a Range Rover when it has its wings closed. And Aska claims that it's designed for the highest level of safety. One of the most unique features of the A5 is that drivers will have the option to take off and land vertically, as well as like conventional airplanes on runways. It's on target for 2026 commercialization and can already be pre-ordered. So we might be seeing it flying over our heads sooner than you think.
All right, let's do it. You okay to trade for a Bugatti, or I'm just making a trade on your behalf right now?
Sure.
Why not?
Why not? All right, it's a deal.
And with great convenience comes great cost, as the A5 is expected to cost about $800,000. That's like 2 Lamborghini Aventadors.
Is that it?
That's it.
Oh, wow. I was expecting millions. Okay.
The next car up was inspired by the mythical winged horse, Pegasus. It's called the Aeromobile M4, and it's the improved 4-seater version of the company's first 2-seater concept model. It seamlessly transforms from car to aircraft, from driving to flying in under 3 minutes. It's the result of over 10 years of research and development, and with its full carbon fiber monocoque and a cruise speed of 160 miles an hour, it's almost like a flying supercar. What's even cooler is that it's one of the longest range flying cars ever manufactured. Vertical takeoff and landing vehicles, or VTOLs, usually fly up to around 150 miles of range. Commercial airplanes have a minimum of 300 miles of range, but the Aeromobile has up to 500 miles of maximum range, meaning it can actually compete with shorter commercial flights. The Aeromobile M4 sounds incredible, and though we don't know the official price yet, it's estimated it will cost between $1.3 and $1.7 million. Next up, the Samsung Switchblade is a flying car that looks like it could be in a James Bond movie. It has 3 wheels, is already street legal, and has undergone test flights. This 2-seater bullet-shaped vehicle is a result of over 10 years of research and development at Samsung. This flying car does not take off and land vertically, so it's gonna need some runway space to fly. But with a max altitude of over 3,300 meters, the Switchblade is a serious alternative to commercial and private air-only travel. And with a maximum driving speed of 200 kilometers an hour, we're not surprised that Samsung calls this a flying sports car. The Switchblade is ready to pre-order and comes in 3 different versions. The standard model at $170,000, the special edition at $330,000, and a premium limited edition at $770,000. Which one would you go for?